Hey, welcome to Scream Queen's Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. Oh, we're so glad to be back with you. We missed you.
We did miss you.
Yeah.
Those that listen.
Did you guys all have a happy holiday? A great new year?
All that stuff.
I can't hear you.
It's now January and we're in the dead of winter.
It is cold. It's windy. We're on a very windy drive. Sorry if that... You hear our wind.
Some more road sounds.
you might hear our wind.
Sorry, it's just how it's going to have to be because that's like what the show's
about. And by
but
wind, I mean your final girl over there, Miss Justine, is
farting.
Yeah,
I
she's
broke
breaking wind.
I'm breaking wind as I speak. I'm just imagine that.
Mm-hmm. So like I said, that's your final girl, Miss Justine. And I'm your sole survivor, Mr. Josh.
You are Mr. Josh, the sole survivor.
Are heading down to Austin, Texas today. Woo! Aren't you guys excited with me?
Yeah, we're going to Austin, Texas. Tejas, going across the Red River.
Mm-hmm, that's right. We're just a couple cowboys around here. And we're going to go visit our great friends that, if you've listened to previous episodes when we've gone to Austin, that we're going to go see. Shout out Oz and Steph.
Hi.
Love you. We're going to stay with them, have some fun, and we're going to go to the Mean-Eyed Cat, which is seen in the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Directed by who, Justine?
Toby Hooper.
Yep.
Mr. Hooper Pooper.
The legend himself, who sadly passed recently. This is actually our first sequel we've ever covered on our show.
We're really excited because we
really
love
excited.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so here we go again.
Yay! And like I said, we're going to the Mean-Eyed Cat, which is now a bar, but in the movie it is the shop. It's a chainsaw shop where Dennis Hopper goes in and gets a chainsaw. Say that 3 times fast. Chainsaw. Okay, I guess it's pretty easy. Anyways, he goes crazy with the chainsaw out front. It's now a bar. We're gonna go get crunk.
Yeah, have some drunks.
Enjoy ourselves, reminisce back. Oh my gosh, there's a saw from the movie.
Yeah, just get in it.
Yeah, we're gonna get in it.
We're gonna get in it.
Let's get in it.
I don't really know what that means, but we're gonna
Let's get in it.
Let's get in it to the movie.
Get in it.
It's let's mention the cast real quickies.
All right, with Dennis Hopper.
Yes, and then the fabulous Carolyn Williams. She plays Stretch. She's amazing.
And I think I can say we both love her.
Yes.
She's one of my favorite final girls.
She's wonderful, and I love the authenticity of her Texasness. You know, she's from the area. Like, they shot this in Austin. She's from there, and it's just really nice. It was refreshing to, they reference Texas and kind of North Texas, a lot of things that Josh and I are personally familiar with.
Yeah, they talk about OU Texas Weekend a lot. There's a lot of like OU Norman talk.
Yes.
We live near Norman.
Yeah. So it's just
by
fun.
the university, so it's kind of fun.
It's just kind of fun. It's just cool little references where it's very relatable in a ways because we get the references that it's talking about because it's big football country here in Norman, Oklahoma.
And we're, us. We're a couple of foosball playing.
No, we might not actually be that sports and enthused, but we're around the culture that is. So we get the stuff. We get the talk.
We do. And yeah, her accent is spot on because it's authentic. You can tell she's not some actress, woman from LA. Sorry, I'm woke. I've got to be more respectful.
You do. Time's up.
Time's up.
And I mean it, actually. #time's up.
But, as I was saying, you can just tell it's not some shitty accent.
No.
It's
authentic. Great, and it's perfect for the film. She plays this DJ for a local rock and roll radio station in the Dallas-Fort Worth area
called K-Okla.
And that's,
another Oklahoma
pretty
reference.
Important to the whole movie. So she really pulls off being like a radio jockey.
And the movie starts with her getting a phone call while she's working one night. There's these guys who are going down the road. They're shooting off guns, being
hold
total
on,
yuppie scum.
We gotta mention, like, the disclaimer and everything
What
before.
is the disclaimer?
Like, the scrolling thing that,
Oh
like,
my god, that John Larroquette didn't do for the sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, that we just need to, like, jump into that
Okay,
way. I thought we were
if
just
we
naming
must,
the cast
then
off.
you just,
I'm sorry.
you go there, girl.
Well, Bill Moseley's back.
Yeah, chop top.
And, okay, Lou Perryman plays the guy that we really like, LJ, that has a lot of good special effects happen to him by Tom Savini. But, okay, let's open it up. Disclaimer starts scrolling, and it's kind of giving this, like, backstory. We know from the previous movie about Sally Hardesty and how she
survived,
escaped.
and she apparently told wild tales of a cannibalistic family that ate her friends and killed everybody, but they could never find the family.
Nope, they couldn't. They even
Dun,
went,
dun,
like,
dun.
to the house, and they didn't see anything,
Nope.
so...
Nothing there.
And she went into a catatonic state.
It's very dramatic, this
Yes.
disclaimer at the beginning.
And, but 13 years has passed since all of that has happened, and sporadically there have been other massacres that have happened, they mentioned, but, like, nothing that, they're not they're not all saying it's all related.
Sporadically. Makes me think of Clueless. Sorry, I can't hear that word without thinking of Clueless.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, all of that has happened, and so there's murders that have happened, and we know that it's got to be the Sawyer family.
Uh-huh.
So let's open up the
Stretch
scene.
gets a phone call.
Well, there are two friends that are going down the interstate.
Like I was saying. Oh, my toes are getting stepped on. Yes, she gets a call from the boys who were making hell. They're like these yuppie, college-age douchebags, basically. And they're going through... See them on, like, a rural highway, shooting off guns and just playing chicken on the road, just being total assholes.
And they're playing chicken on the road with, like, a truck that will later come into play when they meet them later that night. They call in a couple times to the radio station
and
to
bother
talk to
Stretch. And they set up this concept that she can take calls, but she can't hang them up for some reason. Like there's some technical difficulty. She can't get the phones to hang up that day.
So she's just kind of along for the ride with them as they recap.
If someone calls in, she's got to stay on the line until maybe LJ can like
stop it from being recorded or whatever. Like, I don't know. They explain it to where like the thing's being recorded, but that she can't stop the recording.
Yeah,
it has to
it's
be
very
the caller on the other end.
It's very convenient to the storytelling.
Yeah, because otherwise you would be like they would just hang up.
They would just hang up. Yeah.
You know, they need them to stay on the line so they can hear what's about to happen. And what's about to happen is the same truck that these two assholes played chicken with on a country road are now hanging out at a bridge waiting for them to, happen upon it.
And we've got to mention, they're calling in on a hilarious, old 80s car phone.
Yeah. And they're just acting like dicks.
It's the one with the big bag. You had to put an antenna on your hood.
Yeah, they're just trying to be like what they see on TV, basically. And
all that Dallas
even
money.
The poster for the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, they are like arranged like the Breakfast Club poster, kind of as like a nod to like where the culture was at the time and
very youth oriented.
Yeah, what
80s.
teens were doing that during that time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she gets another phone call from them later in the evening, and it's those same guys. This time, though, things escalate. She starts hearing them screaming, and she hears the chainsaw. Even LJ's like, buzzsaw? She's like, a buzzsaw? And then, we're seeing what's happening. They don't know what's happening, but we see the Sawyer clan. He has, that huge, puppet body on front of him, which you don't know at this point. But he's acting all crazy, standing on top of the hood of the car.
Leatherface,
but you don't know it's Leatherface at this point, because he has this whole other body in front of him.
Yeah.
And he's chainsawing the car. He's cutting through the door, and this is the bridge that never ends.
Yes, and it's in reverse.
This is the bridge that never ends.
Like, they're driving their truck in reverse.
On, my friend.
So it's got that effect, too, of it's just like a never-ending scare fest for these two
Yeah,
guys.
and later in the movie, when you see the actual bridge, it looks like, what, 50 feet?
It's like it would have taken like 10 seconds to drive through, or less.
But
like,
in this
not
movie,
that long.
it's what, 3-4 minutes?
It is like, wow, is this the Chesapeake or something like it? Like,
Yeah,
it's really long and
the
endless.
Golden Gate. Like, I don't even think it would take that long to get across the Golden Gate.
Well, it's also just convenient to, like...
Again, the storytelling.
The storytelling,
Yeah.
so... and... Okay, so... We get to see the chainsaw saw off one of the guys' heads.
We get to see some awesome Tom Savini makeup and special effects. The main yuppie guy that's driving the car gets his head, like, sawed off, like, in a fun diagonal.
Yes. It kind of, like, falls off.
Yeah, and it just slides off, and then
so
all
cool.
this blood just starts splurting. Splurting, that is a word, guys. Look it up. Webster said so.
Splurt, splurt,
It
splurt.
starts, like, oh yeah,
it's everywhere.
It's awesome.
And the passenger guy, he's
Just
obviously
screaming.
scared. And
he's
then,
a little worried about his friend.
and the fact that, like, there's nobody driving the car now, and it ends up crashing and colliding, and we think to the, other guy's imminent doom. But
and when they go to investigate this, it's obviously not where they just were.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's
like a whole other bridge, or
looks like any overpass.
Yes.
Like, any on-ramp.
Any just regular interstate overpass. It doesn't look like there's a bridge at all.
Yeah.
And then when they have another
it's
shot
kind of like
in the scene,
back.
it's in the back, but you're like, how in the hell did that car collide so far away? Movie magic.
Movie Hollywood.
Movie magic.
Oh, we're gonna write that song.
Oh my
God.
That's
gonna be
I
a
am in
hit.
a singing show tunes.
That is gonna be a hit.
But I did find out, like, that the corpse that Leatherface is kind of, like, using as, like,
the puppet
in front of him is, like, the hitchhiker from the movie before. Like, they dropped that in the movie or whatever.
And
so
it's really cool, though, because
he kept his brother.
At first, you don't know it's Leatherface, like we were saying. He has that puppet, his brother, in front of him. Mm-hmm. And the yuppie guys shoot at it and blow his head off. And that's the reveal that, that's not a person itself. That's a dead body that a crazy man named Leatherface is wearing.
And he looks crazy. It's cool. This mask looks like it's a lot of different skin, like, sewn together and stuff. Like,
bunch of faces.
Yeah, like, not just one. So I kind of, like, think in my head, like, it looks like it's a whole bunch of different people they've been off killing for a while. And
who knows, could be Franklin.
Yeah. Oh, poor Franklin. But yeah, the officials come out the next day and they're at the crash site, and there is a detective that we meet, played by Dennis Hopper. And
who's never been crazier. Well, no, I take that back. He's batshit and scary and Blue Velvet. But he's really funny in this movie.
Yes. Yeah, he's definitely got a certain quirk.
He's like an unhinged... He's an unhinged sheriff that you find out is actually the uncle of Franklin and
Sally.
From the
his
first.
Name is Lefty Enright.
Yeah, Lefty.
And so he's kind of deranged in a way, and obviously he's upset because his family members were killed.
And it's apparently something he's been obsessing over. Like, he's been writing articles in newspapers and writing to the newspapers and really trying to drum up support for the fact that, hey, there's a cannibal family out there eating people. And they ate my family.
And that's why we can't find things, because they're eating the people.
And they're apparently, like, traveling and moving around the state. And he wants to find them, but people don't believe him. But guess what?
He doesn't give a shit. He's going to put an ad in the paper.
Yep. And Stretch, who heard everything the night before and has a recording of the two kids getting killed, tries to find Lefty. Because, like we said, Lefty's an outcast. Even who was it supposed to be? Like the mayor or somebody of the town that came and was like, you need to get out of here.
Basically, like, his superior is what I was reading.
The governor says, I need to send you back to Amarillo.
You're not going to be on the case. So he was excused from the case, and so he was like, fuck this, puts an ad in the paper, and Stretch sees it and shows up at his hotel room that he's staying at. First, and is like, hey, what's up? I saw your ad.
And we get a little Toby Hooper cameo in the hallway of the
Yes!
hotel. And you get these, like, gay cowboys that creep her out or
Yeah,
something.
I'm unsure as to where Uncle Lefty was staying, but, you know, there was some company. Companions were around. And
having a good time. There's like a party going down at this hotel he was staying.
And she tells him that she has a recording on tape of the murders, and she wants to know, like, how she can help.
And he's kind of weird about it. You would think he would want her help, but he's like, no, stay out of it. You know, whatever. He's very blasé about
kind of just kicks her out, like,
but then
he has his own. You get that he has his own motives for why he wants to find this family, and it's not necessarily justice for the two killings that just happened. He's trying to get revenge for his own dead family, but
they plan on meeting though.
Yes,
regardless.
that later at that night, but she's got to go to a chili cook-off, and
she's like, I gotta go report the chili cock-off.
Well, it might be for somebody.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of cock in that chili.
Chili cook-off, yeah. So we get to go to this chili cook-off scene where there's like lots of name drops of Norman, Oklahoma.
It's the Oklahoma, Texas chili cook-off.
Yeah. They mention like Tulsa.
It's like so much Oklahoma talk. I'm like, are they thinking of making a spin-off of like the Oklahoma Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh, but
no,
that never happened. So yeah. And so she's there to cover the winnings and the results, I guess. I hope not to taste everything, because
guys, can you guess who wins?
We meet. Well, not meet, but we get to see him again. We haven't seen him since the first movie.
Yeah, he was running the gas station.
Yep, he's the older brother of Leatherface.
What's his first name? I know.
Drayton
Sawyer.
Drayton Sawyer.
She's like, the winner is Drayton Sawyer.
Yeah, and so
the lady's really happy
about
to announce
the chili.
winner.
Yeah.
She's like, this is like the fucking Nobel Peace Prize.
I can't wait. God damn it, give me the chili!
It's Drayton Sawyer!
So she's eating the chili while he's like
a bone. He's like, oh, dried peppercorn.
Yeah, and you're like,
you're like, that was a toe.
The bone piece that's taken out, you're like, no, that's not peppercorn.
That's a piece of a pelvis.
That is nasty chipped bone. It's gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you see him and you're like, oh my God, she just ate people.
people who eat people.
Oh, the luckiest people
in the world. Anyways.
Yeah. So he gets an award. It's a what?
Oh, he gets a big trophy, and they pour tons of chili in it. He's just carrying around, getting chili all over his. I'm sure his Sunday clothes.
I know, because he. Oh my God, I'm gonna. There's a song Sunday clothes.
No,
we're
not singing Hello Dolly right now. Move on.
Okay, moving on, but yeah, so Drayton Sawyer shows up, and so we know what the family's doing to churn out an income, at least. They have this, like, Meals on Wheels kind of, like, serving chili around Texas.
Yes, they have, like, the big truck. They drive around.
It's gross.
But they hear Stretch replaying the thing from the night before,
well, yeah,
right?
So Lefty visits Stretch later on that night, and he's like, I want you to play those, like, recordings over the night when you're doing your radio show. And she's like, okay. And she does, and then Drayton is on his way to where home is. We'll find where home is.
He's driving that big truck.
That big-ass truck, and hears it, and then gets a call from his kids, because he also has, everybody has a car phone in this.
Yeah, it's very 80s.
Movie.
The perfect 80s touch is the car phone.
And he's like, holy shit, boys, I never should have left you. You just fucking this up for all of us. Like, he's real hillbilly in a way.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
And so, but Lefty tells Stretch, because he has a motive. He wants those recordings played because he wants to try to, like, coax
them out.
The brothers into coming to the radio house.
And he's right.
And they do. They do it.
Where the fuck is Lefty?
Yeah, he doesn't show up at the radio house.
He's not there.
The radio
He's
house,
not at
the radio station.
Okla. No,
It's just Stretch.
Just Stretch, poor girl.
Yeah.
No, but she's tough as shit, and she has a hell of a scream.
Yes, she
so
definitely
this
does.
scene is really awesome. It's lit with like these neon colors.
Yeah.
And it's the music that is playing.
It's like rock and roll.
Yeah, it just gets crazy for a second.
She's just working. All of a sudden, she hears a sound because LJ, her radio producer or whatever, he's left. He's maybe getting like some food. I don't know. He just kind of leaves the place, and she hears it she hears a ruckus and goes to find out what it is, and it's Chop Top.
It's Chop Top.
He was the driver in the truck the night of the killings, and he's there to freak her out.
Uh-huh.
And he has this plate in his head that he loves to eat dead skin off of.
Oh, it's so fucking gross. He keeps lighting, what would you say it is? Like a hanger? Like a
yeah.
metal coat hanger?
Uh-huh.
No wire hangers! But he keeps lighting the end and like scratching his scalp.
Like right where the skin meets the metal plate.
But he also kind of does it a little bit everywhere. But then he takes it and he takes the burnt
skin,
dead dried skin, and eats it.
Oh, it's so gross!
And he just keeps talking to Stretch. Stretch is getting creeped out. She's kind of saying, okay, you need to get out of here. He's like, I want a tour. She's like, all right, here's your tour. Here's some pencils. Here's a stapler. No, there's the exit. Get the fuck out.
Get the hell out. And he's like, oh, how about we peek over here? What's in here? And these, is this where you keep all the music, all the old tunes?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, these are the records. She turns the light on.
Oh my God.
This is the scare of the whole, the best scare.
There's two, and I feel like they're both in this scene.
And it's just like, holy shit. She turns the light on, and there's Leatherface with the chainsaw, and he's like, Row!
Yeah, and he knew when that light was going to come on because he revved up that engine.
It's so
as soon
scary.
As that light flicked on.
Immediately is like, ah! Runs up like this staircase.
Starts locking doors. She, trying to get, doors in between her and them.
Yeah, she has like a moment with a fire extinguisher where she scares him off.
Yes, because Leatherface is the one who pursues her, really.
Yeah, Chop Top is like hanging out down there.
Looking at the records.
He's just a weird fucking weirdo.
Yeah, Bill Moseley is hilarious in that role.
Love it. And so yeah, he gets hit with all the stuff inside the fire extinguisher. Gives her time to like hide herself in this room that has this steel door. And so she's able to secure herself in there, and he's just like, chainsawing the steel door, not able to get in, but she is freaking out. She is screaming. It is terrifying.
And her scream is, like I said earlier, her scream is awesome. Like, you feel her terror. And, yeah, she's in there for a while, and then who comes back? LJ. LJ comes back.
Yeah, he shows up.
But he's walking in. First, he walks right by Chop Top, doesn't even see him, and then he's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing in here? And as he's kind of berating Chop Top is when the second awesome jump scare of this scene happens.
Yes.
And Leatherface jumps through almost like the glass door and just they start having their way with LJ.
Yeah.
They cut him. He's like hammering his head over and over. It's a
hard
gruesome
scene to watch.
Yeah, it's fucked up, and there's blood all over, and they are like bludgeoning him.
Yes, he is going. It's Chop Top, and who's going at him for a while.
And you are sure he's dead. Because Chop Top is going at him, and then Leatherface goes back to Stretch and figures out, oh, I don't have to go through the metal door. I'll just go through the wall.
Yeah, and he is able to jump right. Like he's huge, so he just busts right through.
And she's kind of cornered, and it's this really weird scene where she's on top of this big thing of ice.
Oh, we have two daddies revving their engines.
They've got big dicks, everybody.
Damn, daddy's going vroom vroom right by us.
So she's on top of this bucket of ice that has sodas in it, and he gets his chainsaw like stuck in the ice, and the ice and sodas going everywhere, and she's just screaming.
Yeah.
He finally gets it out, and it becomes this weird like King Kong, Beauty and the Beast, weird sexual tension moment where he has it like up to her vagina, and she's all like, "Are you mad at me?" Are you mad? Like,
Yeah.
It's such a strange.
Are you mad at me?
It's such a strange
Yeah, she's
response.
already like a victim. Like, what is that when you
like a
fall
bad,
under
yeah,
the
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome?
And like a battered wife. I was
Yes.
like, oh, it's my fault.
But you're good, aren't you? You're so good.
Yeah, and I think the point of it too is maybe to reverse psychology.
Yes.
You know, she's using.
She went to 2 years of junior college, and in her psychology class, she learned about reverse psychology, and she was like, I'm going to use it in this instance right here.
And
My
then she's
college
like, are
education's
you
coming."
good? Were you good? Are you
You're
good?
good, aren't you? You're good.
Yeah. And he's holding the chainsaw right by her vagina.
And
this whole
he's
time.
holding it down by his dick.
Yeah.
Like, he's holding
It's
it
a
like
very,
it is his. Like,
yeah. It's not subtle.
No,
That's for
it's not
sure.
at all. It's not. There's no alluding. It is
No.
like, here is my saw penis.
My saw dick, and there is your vagina.
And then the sodas are all, like, her legs are all wet,
Yeah,
as
it's
like
like-
an
yeah.
insinuation of something else. It is like,
And he's all like
Yeah.
rubbing it up on her. Oh, we just
Mhm.
passed an owl.
oh, he
I
was
saw
so
an-
cute.
I saw an owl.
There really was an
There really
owl,
was,
and it
and
was
he-
so cute.
and
It
I
was like
want
a
him.
tawny owl.
A tawny.
A tawny owl.
He was quite tawny.
He was a tawny. Oh my gosh! But yeah, so
She kind of convinces him to leave her alone, and so he backs off, and then he goes and finds Chop Top,
Yeah,
and he's like, "Did you get her? Did you kill her?" And he's just like licking his lips, like,
yeah, you know it, Daddy. You know it, huh? Or not Daddy, but it's his brother. But yeah, he's like, you know it. Yeah, I totally did. But I'm not gonna say any words. I'm just gonna lick my mouth because I'm nasty.
I like the taste of this dead skin on my face.
Yeah, and Chop Top's like, well, we've got something to take back, and he's pointing to LJ, and he's like, we got the recording,
He's
so
like, let's get out of here.
we got all the proof we need, and we got extra. We got meat for days.
We got meat for days. So they leave, and then, you know, Stretch, being the woman that she is like, no, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
They cannot get away.
I'm gonna get up in my Jeep.
I'm gonna chase them down.
I'm gonna chase them down.
And she's like,
well, she
fucking
doesn't.
Lefty, where are you?
She doesn't really chase them down, but she follows them.
She follows them, yeah.
Yeah, she is like, okay, where the hell is Lefty? He was supposed to have been here. This shit's already happened. She can see that there's blood all where she knows it was like that they've taken LJ.
Yeah.
And,
She's like, I gotta get out of here.
yeah,
So
she
she
wants to
follows
follow
them, and they go out to this weird, like
on the outskirts of town called
Yeah.
the Texas Battlelands. It's like a dilapidated amusement park.
yeah, where they're like now hunkered down, and they have like these elaborate tunnels and stuff. They're like hidden underground almost. And she
Yes.
follows them out there, and this car chases her, and it's a fun, intense scene. You're like, run, girl, run, and then to find out it's just Lefty.
Yeah, and he's just trying to like chase her down.
And he's all like, Stretch, and she's like, Lefty! And right when she says, Lefty, the floor opens up. And
Yeah.
she falls down a tunnel. And it's
You
like
get that
very
it's like this
earthy and
structure,
organic.
yeah, and it's all falling apart, you know,
Yeah,
like
it's all underground,
this-
all dirt, and very primitive.
yeah, it's like all held up by these wooden structures.
Because the hole she falls down is covered with thorns.
Uh-huh.
Or not thorns, and roots, and
Yeah.
all kinds of foliage.
And when she falls into it, it's also filled with other stuff.
Hmm.
Skeletons.
Yeah.
Because Lefty's like, oh my gosh, here, take this
Yeah.
branch. He thinks it's a branch, that he's like, grab this branch. And he's offering her
A skeleton
hand. And it's like, oh, she's like, oh no, oh God, no. Oh,
She's like,
no.
oh, sure, this should work. It shouldn't be brittle at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'll just grab the phalanges.
She's like, I'll
That'll
grab
be
the
fine.
fingers and they'll crumble and I'll continue to fall.
And then she
Great
ends up,
plan.
yeah. So she grabs it, falls down. She falls like through a couple, it seems like a couple flights.
She tumbles.
And
She'll
goes down this
tumble
weird
for ya.
slide.
Yes.
And then
It looks
she's-
fun.
Yeah.
I mean-
But then she ends up in like the slaughter room. Like she looks around and there's just like carcasses like kind of hanging and everything.
And there's like blood coming out of the walls. And when she kind of kicks the wall, or is that her? Or is that him?
No, that's Lefty that
Lefty.
does that,
Oh,
yeah.
no, never mind. Never mind. We'll save the
but-
bloody walls for a few minutes.
Yeah, but oh my God, hold up. While this thing's going on at the radio station, we need to mention what has happened to Lefty because he makes the visit to a chainsaw store.
Oh yeah.
That's the whole point
Yes,
of our
road
trip. So while
yes.
she's had all this happen,
In the middle of all this, he goes to his chainsaw shop, and he goes crazy. He wants all of them.
He lays his cash on this tree stump, and like a few $100s, and he just collects the chainsaws he wants. And there's this like brilliant little actor who's also found there in Austin, who's playing like the guy that's going to sell the chainsaws to him, and he just does like a whole bunch of eye movements, whoa, ooh, wowzers, wow, what, oh goodness, why don't you go out there and try that out? And there's like another huge tree stump out there, that you can like try out the chainsaws before you buy them.
Which I'm like, oh, that's perfect idea.
That is an amazing idea, and Lefty thinks so too. And he does this very choreographed chainsaw massacre of a tree stump.
He's into it.
Yeah,
he's really
it's rhythmic
into it.
Chainsaw dancing.
Yes, that's soon going to be seen in the Olympics coming to Rio.
And, yeah, in 2022.
We just did the Rio Olympics. Yeah. Where's the next Olympics? Shit.
Is it in LA?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I think so. If not that, it's the next.
Everything happens in LA.
Everybody's walking in LA. Okay, so yeah, we left you with Stretch in the slaughterhouse, in the slaughter room, because there's like carcasses hanging.
And she's trapped.
And she's trapped. And
Sawyers
then
are down there.
Leatherface walks into the slaughter room, and at first she tries to hide from him.
But he sees her.
And but he does something before. He removes the skin off of LJ.
Oh yes.
So he de-skins him.
Yeah, what do they call that? If it's not a scalping and you're just cutting their face off and like chunks of their hide, is that
skinning?
Flailing? Or
maybe flailing. Yeah,
flaying.
Something.
It's not flailing. Flailing's like your arms over there.
If he was alive, maybe he was flailing.
Flailing while getting flayed.
Yeah, so, because he got, like, hammered to death, we think.
Yeah,
and
it's like, how is he still alive?
They take off a lot of his skin, and then, because Chop Top's in there for a little bit, and she's hiding.
Face off.
They take his face off. Chop Top leaves, and she knocks something over, and Leatherface is like, what, you're here? Let me show you my chainsaw dick again, and then you're gonna wear LJ's face. I'm gonna put that on you, and we're gonna dance around.
Yes, he gives it to her, and he starts putting on it. She's like, "Is it wet?" And I was like, "Oh my god, girl, that was the same question I had. That is gonna be wet and nasty."
Yeah, it's going to be. It's somebody else's skin,
bloody,
their face.
Yeah,
it's gonna be on your face.
Yeah, and so he puts it on her
and
face.
Makes her wear that cowboy hat.
And then they get up and they dance.
And she is just frightened to death.
And then he kind of hides her because does he come back or had he already hidden her?
No, well, okay, so...
At one point
he ties her up and, Chop Top comes back in, but he hides her. And then he has to go. He has to leave to go. Yeah. And so she's just, like, in there, and then LJ wakes up.
Oh, yeah, so she's like, oh my god, LJ!
He wakes up to find he has no face, and...
A lot of his chest and stomach has been removed, or like the skin has been removed.
It's amazing
down to his legs.
Special effects.
Yeah,
it looks so good.
Up. It's nasty.
Because he realizes he's dying.
He's like, oh, darling.
Not going to make it, like, through the movie
and
all.
Like, oh, hold on, we got to do our weird OCD ritual. Bye, Oklahoma.
Bye,
we love
Oklahoma.
you.
We
Hello,
love you so
Texas.
much.
Take good care of us, Texas.
Oh,
We're
hey
excited
there, Texas.
to be here. Love you, Texas.
Take care of us. Love you.
We're happy to be here. Sorry we had to put you through that, guys. Every time we go to a new state, we have to say goodbye to the last state.
Yes.
And then say hello to the new state and talk about how excited we are and
to be in it, and we're going to treat it well
and take good care of us. We're a little bit crazy.
Everybody has their things. Jeez, gosh. And if you've heard other things, then you've heard it.
I just feel like we're all just such great friends that we can let you in on that. Okay.
So,
don't judge us.
So while this is going on, while LJ is talking to Stretch and is like, I'm going to get you out of here and I'm going to cut you out, Tangina comes in.
Like, I'm going to use my powers.
She's like, hurry up! Leatherface is coming!
And I'm like, Tangina, you're in the wrong Toby Hooper movie. This is not Poltergeist. This is...
I'm here! I have come over from the other side!
Toby! I'm like, damn, Tangina.
Tangina shows up from Poltergeist. No, that never happened.
That didn't happen. That was maybe in a perfect world. That
right.
happened. In some universe.
In a horror world,
it
did happen. But LJ gets Stretch out of her restraints before he passes.
Yes.
She has this moment of sadness for him.
Yeah, she's like, oh, poor LJ.
She takes his face and puts it on him.
Back on him.
And it's
very
sweet,
tender.
yeah.
Tender mercies.
But at the same time, she abandons him.
Yeah, she's like, all right, bye.
And escapes. And while she's escaping, we get to see what Lefty's been up to.
Yes. He's broken in. Like I said, he finds a body that looks like it's bleeding. And so he kicks it open. All these guts, all this gore fall.
He finds a wall.
Yeah, what I call it?
A body.
Oh, he finds a body that's bleeding.
He finds a wall.
He finds a wall that is bleeding.
Yes.
I'm a fucking
And
idiot.
so there are...
He finds a wall that is bleeding.
No, you're like, driving, so I'm always here to catch you for whenever you clarify.
What? Someone's got to be behind this wall, or this is a fucking stigmata miracle.
Yeah,
or something.
but it ain't. It's just more people's innards.
Yeah. It's like they were like, you know what we should do with all of these livers and stomachs and intestines? Let's put them in the wall.
Let's put them in there.
Balls to the walls, guys.
Literally, balls to the walls. It's gross everywhere. We get at this. This is when we get to see a lot of the underground where the Sawyer family is living. When Lefty's taking us around, he's destroying different parts, structures that are, they're crumbling in on each other. And the Sawyer family is realizing there's somebody that's like fucking shit up in their house.
Everything's shaking, dirt's loosening up and falling on their heads. And
they're like,
he's there to fuck shit up.
We gotta find this motherfucker.
He's like, I'm gonna destroy this. But the thing is, he knows she's down there. But I guess maybe he thought, well, she can take care of herself.
Yeah, I don't know. He's very... he didn't have a care for her. He set her up, you know. Because he admits that when she's, like, in that hole, when she hasn't quite fallen through, he's like, I'm sorry, I used you.
Yeah.
You know, like, I didn't come... Like, he tells her, like, I wasn't there on purpose, and I'm sorry, but, like, I had to do this. And, I'm sure she's just like, thanks, asshole.
Yeah.
But, so he finds his nephew in, like, in a clothes.
Yes, you see Franklin. You get, like, a little Franklin reference.
There is a skeleton that is in its wheelchair.
Still clutching onto the flashlight.
With this flashlight. And he knows. He's like, oh, Franklin, they've got you in here. Like,
and we're all like,
sad.
Oh, Franklin.
And that's probably, at the same time, some resolution, because he probably had no idea where Franklin was. Sally, all she was able to tell them was like, he died. He got chainsawed up, but I didn't go back to get him. I ran for my life. So now she's escaped, and she's also running around in the different, like. So it's an amusement park, and it was a ride, and that's why there's so many hallways, is because there must have been, like, you must have been going through it.
Yeah.
And
a lot of tunnels.
There's tunnels everywhere. And so she's trying to get out, and she's on the other side of the wall where Lefty is. Yes. If they could only just know that they were right next to each other. They get so close.
You're like, oh, guys, it's like pillow talk.
And
it's just a wall between you.
And then Leatherface shows up, and then he starts chasing her down all these tunnels, and it's great.
Yeah, it's a really awesome chase scene. She is just running. It's like a really long corridor she's running down.
She's definitely fit as a fucking fiddle.
Yeah.
Like
she's got, like, really nice, like, thick thighs. Not, like, fat, but, like, nice, athletic
Yeah, she's very
body.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And she's a really awesome final girl.
I love her.
And she's the only girl. She's more than... She's our leading lady. Like, she's not just final girl. She is...
Yeah.
There is no other girls. She's bomb.com. Carolyn Williams, you are
to take it back
awesome.
to, like, 1990s. She's bomb.com.
She's way bomb.com. Okay, so we get a lot of fun running sequence, and it's nice because we haven't had that yet.
Yeah.
You know,
and you get a lot of that in the first movie, especially with Sally
she's
running.
running out of windows and running through the forest and everything. And this is way more claustrophobic in a way. She's running down tunnels. She's seeing skeletons.
She's like, how do
everywhere.
I get out of here? Yeah.
And she gets cornered by Leatherface, and then Drayton comes up, and he's like, "What the hell is this?" And you know, he's really pissed now because he thought that she was dead too. Leatherface has lied to everybody because he might have found the love of his life there at the radio station.
Yeah, so they're pissed. They're like, "Get her!"
Yeah, they're like,
and
"You're gonna make." Yeah, they're like, "You are going to kill her." But he doesn't do it at first, and so Chop Top like hits her with a hammer, a mallet or something, and then we get an awesome reminder of the first movie.
Yeah, we get a scene that's very reminiscent of the first movie, of the scene where Sally was tied up at the dinner table and is just screaming, and Grandpa's trying to hit her, and we get that with Stretch.
Yes.
She wakes up and she's tied to a chair that's all made out of bones. And
it's so good.
It's really cool.
And though it's an awesome reminder, it is in itself its own scene because she carries it so well. She's so terrified. You gotta think they must have done that scene so many times between close-ups and then wider shots that like she must have been so tired,
screaming,
but she
screaming,
sells it and it does such a great job. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's disturbing like the first movie, but this movie definitely has a lot more weirder humor than the first.
Yes.
Like there's that disturbing sense of humor in the first movie where you're laughing uncomfortably, but this movie just has you laughing.
Yes, because we have a 132-year-old grandpa that shows up.
Yeah.
And they admit that, like, in the movie. Like, Drayton's like, and here's Grandpa. He's 132 years old now. And Drayton's, like, really old, too. He's not, like, a spring chicken by any means.
Yeah.
And so there is this, like, there's Grandpa from the first movie, even older looking.
Yeah.
And he's ready to give her a mallet to the head and then
still do that.
Drink her blood because that's what, you know, Drayton's like, he's been alive so long because
he's a fucking vampire.
Yeah, he's drinking the blood. It's so gross.
This is so gross. But kind of like, she gets away, right? Or no, LJ, or Lefty.
Lefty comes to, and the grandpa actually gets some wax
her
in.
A couple times.
Because she's bleeding from her head.
Yeah.
And she does have a moment of passing out in the bucket.
Yeah.
And she comes to, and there is a fight ensuing.
It's awesome.
It is an epic chainsaw sword fight.
Yes, between Lefty and, at this point, it's still Leatherface, right?
Yeah.
I forgot, has he fought and killed... I know not Chop Top, but...
Drayton hides under the table. He takes Grandpa and hides under the table. Or not takes Grandpa, but Grandpa's right next to him or whatever. He's in his wheelchair.
Yeah.
But he's hiding under the table and he finds a grenade. Because,
That's
you know,
right.
when you're just like crazy white trash cannibal family, you just have a grenade under your table. But it's convenient to the storyline, so... he's under there, and he is a huge part of the comic... relief of this whole scene. He's under the table just like talking about how it's been so hard for his cannibal family to make it in a world of all these moralistic people who are corrupt themselves and
hypocrites.
Has, you know, his moment, and he's got this big monologue that he does before he's going to decide to blow everything up. But before that happens, there is the chainsaw fight, and Leatherface and
this is cool.
And Dennis Hopper have this crazy like showdown.
And Dennis Hopper gets him in the gut. Goes all the way through.
Oh my God, all the way through.
You see the chainsaw go through him, and Leatherface just keeps going.
He keeps on like still trying.
And Dennis Hopper just leaves that chainsaw in his stomach, and he has the other chainsaws that he's going at him at, and Leatherface is just fighting him with chainsaw
in him,
sticking through his body.
It's still going. Like you imagine the the links are still like working on it.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. Again, some great Tom Savini special effects and makeup.
Stretch has escaped at this point, and she's
running.
seeking higher ground.
Yeah. She's finally figuring her way out.
Yeah, because on top of, Dennis Hopper, he's been going around, he's been, like, knocking all the structures down, so it's already collapsing in on itself. So, like, while they're fighting, there's things that are falling down everywhere. So she's, like, trying to get out. And Chop Top's behind her, constantly slicing at her with this razor.
Kind of reminiscent of the guy...
scene with Sally, the hitchhiker.
The hitchhiker and Sally, where he's just cutting her back as she runs. But this time he's closer, and he's just going at it. There's even a moment where she stops to pick up a chainsaw herself, and she can't get it to start. And she just keeps pulling and pulling. And the whole time he's just cutting her back up.
Yeah, but
and
she won't give up. She's gonna get the chainsaw to work. Yeah, she has climbed and fought him
to the
for
top,
like 100 feet, I swear.
Yeah, they're up on this, like, Matterhorn, ride.
Yes.
And there's stairs that go up to the very top, and, like, a little room up at the top, I guess, maybe, where a tech room or something.
But it is where they have decided to keep the remains of Grandma.
Yes.
And she has the chainsaw, like, in her lap, and so that's where she gets this, like, magic chainsaw to save the day.
Grandma's, like, turning into a fossil, too, at this point.
I mean, is she even alive? Are they trying to allude that she's alive? Because Chop Top says something like,
Not
Grandma! Oh, no. And it looks like when she's taking the chainsaw from her, it almost looks like there's a little resistance.
Yeah. They might be. It's almost like she was... What's the word I'm looking like? While alive, she was petrifying.
Yes, so she just has like a final grip on that chainsaw. But she gets it to start. She gets Chop Top a couple times, and then she coaxes him over the ledge. He falls, and when he falls, it's at the same time that that Drayton decides to let the grenade go. Yeah. And so the place blows up.
And so you think, okay, I guess Lefty just died too.
Yeah.
But
so everybody in there
is dead.
Maybe dead. And we get this really great end scene.
Yeah, this battle between her and Chop Top where she kills him.
And then she has the chainsaw at the top, and she does this chainsaw dance kind of reminiscent to Leatherface's chainsaw dance at the end of the first one. But you can tell that the events of the last, like, 24 hours have really taken a fucking toll on her.
She-Ra.
She is.
That boy. She's like warrior, Xena,
she's
warrior
bleeding
princess.
everywhere. She's got blood dripping from
and
all
she's just
these
like,
cuts.
Fuck yeah! At the end, like, waving
like,
that. She's like, I am woman, hear me chainsaw. Okay.
It's awesome. And we get, like, this pan out of her doing
just
that.
Sitting there, like, going crazy.
And then black screen.
Yeah, you're like, she survived. She did it.
She did it. She might be fucking crazy herself now, but she made it.
You go Stretch.
It's
a fun sequel.
It's really fun.
It's goofy. It's horrifying. It's gross. It's everything you kind of want in a horror movie. But we'll come back after our trip to Austin and the Mean-Eyed Cat.
We're gonna go look at our chainsaw store. That's now a bar.
And we will tell you our knives ratings, our favorite scenes. And
talk about what we're going to do next, all that crap. So just stick with us. It'll only be a couple seconds.
For you guys.
All right.
See ya. Bye. Hey, and we're back.
Hey, guys.
Told you so.
Back in the car.
Did we leave you hanging too long? I hope not.
I hope you haven't been waiting too long for us.
Well,
sorry to keep you waiting.
While you were waiting on us, we were off having a wonderful time in Austin, Texas.
Oh, we just had a giggle fest with our friends.
Yep, Oz and Steph, we love you. Thanks for another great weekend.
Yes, we went to some fun places and had a lot of yummy beers along the way.
We went to some breweries, had awesome just like fried chicken type food at Lucy's. We had barbecue. We had yummy Mexican breakfast this morning. So lots of yummy drinks, lots of food. We, of course, went to the Mean-Eyed Cat.
Yes, we walked in and we were looking for a whole bunch of chainsaws.
Yeah, they have like chainsaws everywhere. It's weirdly like a Johnny Cash bar. Everything is dedicated to Johnny Cash.
Yeah, it's now.
But there's signs.
Something different.
There's signs of Leatherface everywhere. Like you'll see maybe a picture of him, or you'll see something that just says Leatherface, or you'll see just some random blades from a chainsaw as decoration.
Yeah.
They
definitely embrace their heritage.
And they do have one of the chainsaws on display back behind their bar.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the chainsaws I guess Dennis Hopper used or was in the shop. It was a prop from the movie, but they were kind enough to take a picture of it for me because we couldn't get behind the bar. But
yeah, because there's like laws and shit like that.
So they took my camera and took some pictures for us, which was so nice of them.
They were wonderful. The whole trip was wonderful. We had a blast.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we hung out there for a little bit. We saw also one of the stumps that's in the movie. We saw a stump from the movie.
From the movie that Dennis Hopper goes crazy on outside of the chainsaw store.
They have that. We have a picture of that, so it will be up somewhere at some point.
A picture of a stump is what it will be.
A stump from
at
the
night.
So exciting.
We went to the bar.
I had to turn my flash on for that picture.
Yep.
But it was a really fun time. It was neat seeing it because in the movie that shop looks so isolated. But it's right there in
my God, yeah.
downtown Austin, big buildings
lots
everywhere.
Lots of stores around there. I'm sure, it wasn't as developed as we're seeing now, but
certainly in the last 30 years since the movie.
Seemed more remote.
Yeah.
In the movie.
But it was cool. We had a blast. It's always fun driving down to Austin.
Well, speaking of the movie, let's talk about our fave scenes.
Favorite scenes? What's yours? Tell me.
Scenes?
I want to know.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me about it right now, damn it.
Jeez, put me on the spot already. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go with the, Kay Oakland showdown whenever Chop Top and Leatherface show up at the radio station. They give Stretch the scare of her life.
Yeah.
They kill LJ.
All that weird sexual innuendo where his penis chainsaw.
Yeah, even before it gets crazy murdery, it's Chop Top and his just weirdness.
Yeah, he's just so bizarre and gross.
Scraping at his head where his
his
plate is with the
burnt skin.
So
it's nasty.
It's just so unsettling, and then it gets very frightening whenever Leatherface makes kind of his intro.
Yeah.
With the flicking on of the light, and it's just it just sets you off because you've been going for a little bit with Chop Top, and he's making you really uncomfortable, and it's I said, unsettling, and then all of a sudden it's
and it goes on for a good 10 minutes.
Because then she's running
LJ
for
shows
her life.
up. Yeah, they chase her around for a while. Then LJ shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's crazy.
It's a
good
long,
scene.
scary scene.
And you're like, oh man, girl, get out of there.
With good blood and
that bludgeoning of LJ.
It looks so real and
so
sad
nasty.
at the same time. And
it's nasty.
It's nasty, guys. It's straight nasty. But so, what was your favorite scene?
Oh my god. my favorite scene is when the frat yuppie douchebags die.
Oh my god, yeah, the bridge scene.
The bridge
yes.
that never ends.
Oh my gosh, it goes on and on, my friend.
Yeah, there's just something hilarious about that scene, and it gets very manic, and the music is that crazy,
yes,
new wave. I can't even describe it, but it's just this crazy.
Definitely puts you in the 80s.
Yeah.
Even that opening part where it's shame.
But the music is very shrill and fast, and it just gets crazy, and everything's getting very over the top. There's people standing on top of their trucks with chainsaws and a dead body. A corpse mask, basically.
Yes.
Corpse
Super
shield.
Scary. And then, also really good, special effects.
Yeah, when they chop his head off, and just the whole time when he's chopping away at the car, the sparks flying.
Yeah.
The guy's freaking out in the car. And then it cutting back, and you're seeing Stretch's reactions to everything.
And her being on the phone. And
because remember, she was forced to listen to that phone call.
She can't hang up. Honorable mention, I just want to say, the scene where we see LJ getting skinned.
Oh, my God.
And and Stretch having to wear his face and all that. Like, that scene, too,
there's so much good stuff down there in the pit. Like, when they get to that Texas land or whatever.
It's chock full of, like, awesome horror.
Yeah, a lot of just grotesquerie. That's a word, right?
It can be today, sir.
Grotesquerie.
Just for you.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great sequel. It's like we said, it's the first sequel we've covered, right?
Yeah, and I'm proud that we're covering it. I love this movie. It's super good.
And it's the perfect way to do a sequel to Texas Chainsaw, because that's a near perfect movie. It's terrifying.
Yeah,
and for him to take it, like, okay, well, I'm going to take it this direction. We're going to go balls to the walls again.
Yes.
As we said, or like, we're just going to go crazy.
Take it even further. You thought we couldn't, and we did.
He wanted to bring out the comedy more, he said. Toby Hooper has said in interviews in the past, and on the commentary, too. He wanted to highlight the humor, the black comedy of it. And he certainly did.
It's definitely got good, funny, horrific parts, and even the horrificness is like, look at Grandpa.
And it's way more bloody.
It is.
It's bloodier than the original, and they stepped that up. They stepped the gore up. The Tom Savini effects and makeup are awesome. Like the tummy, that might be a favorite.
Like even with
the
Leatherface
chainsaw
and the
in the
chainsaw.
gut,
Yeah, like that's
him.
both hilarious
He's
and
still
just
fighting, and
so
that whole
good. Like
that whole showdown is awesome.
I mean, it's a chainsaw in his stomach.
Apparently, when the movie first came out, people hated it. I'm not sure how it did critically, but the fan base wasn't really there in the beginning, and it's grown over the years. People are kind of get it now, I guess. You know, now that they're a little bit more removed from their expectations, maybe. Or when it first came out, they might have been expecting a more like hardcore horror movie like the original, and it's definitely hardcore in a lot of ways, but it's almost in a heightened reality, where the original's really going for reality.
Yes. This is almost like just a horror fantasy of this like family
crazy.
That is just getting away with
all this shit
and selling, like chili that has
bones in it.
People in it.
People.
It's got people in it.
That chili is people.
The chili is the people. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go ahead and give the knives ratings. I think it's your turn to go first.
Oh shit. What am I gonna give it? I'm gonna do a 3.5. I love it, but I'm giving it a little less for some of the little story elements are like, oh, okay, like the long ass bridge.
Yes,
like,
I totally, I mean,
like little things like that they obviously just did because, like, well, we need it to be a long bridge because we need them to be trapped on this road with them.
It was,
like some of the little conveniences that were a little obvious. But yeah, other than that, I love it.
Okay, that's great, because that is what I would like to give it a 3.5, and for those similar reasons. But I just want to say, like, the end where Stretch is deranged and having her own kind of like chainsaw dance is amazing.
And it's like I almost give it a 4.
There
for
are so many
Stretch,
good moments in this.
and for Chop Top, and for the guy that plays Mr. Sawyer. What's his first name?
Oh, Drayton. Yeah. I just want people to give this one a chance. Like, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's super good.
Have a good time with it.
Yeah, it is silly in ways, and
just go in and try to have a good time, and you'll love it.
Yes.
You'll love it.
You'll love it. Oh my gosh. So you'll love it, and we're so excited about this whole trip and this whole episode. It's been great. We're excited to start off a whole new year with Scream Queens podcast. Yep. So
we got some new things, some exciting things brewing, maybe like new logos, maybe coming up soon, different things.
Oh my gosh, just stuff is in the works, guys. Don't even worry. But don't even worry. But next month we are going to go to Amarillo, and we're going to cover a movie about a car
called Christine. We're going to go to of course, it popped out of my butt.
The Cadillac
Ranch.
Yeah, Cadillac Ranch
I
in
kind of
Amarillo.
forgot.
And
Brain fart.
it's not Christine's not a Cadillac. It's just
it's cars.
We're making it work, guys.
Yeah.
It's Amarillo.
We didn't have a Pontiac Ranch or whatever.
We just
Christine
had to
is.
do what we had to do. This is a good one, okay?
But yeah, it's cars, classic cars that are lined up. You go out there, spray paint, have a good time.
Hopefully it's not going to be too fucking cold because it's going to be February.
But it's a weird, roadside oddity attraction.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be really cool. So we're going to do Amarillo and Christine next month, our first John Carpenter movie.
We plan to go to the Big Texan, which is this awesome steak restaurant. So
not sure if we're going to do the challenge.
We probably won't do the challenge, but yes, you can do a challenge there and get a free meal. Okay, we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
Follow us on all the social media platforms.
ScreamQueenPodcast.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
All
you name
that.
it, YouTube.
Yeah, you guys are great. Okay, from your final girl and your soul survivor.
Bye.
Peace out. Bye.